Hi everyone, my name is Aemal Sayer. I'm a software engineer building AI agents in Germany. Today, it's the first kind of an episode, a podcast that I want to do a lot more with a lot of more cool people like Nadia. It's online. Literally, I started using Riverside Studio today. It's a very nice tool. I think I'm gonna keep doing this format because then I can talk to people from across continents. I started doing a YouTube series where I say AI talks, but in that I go and find a nice cafe and then sit together with people and talk about AI. Today we have Nadia. She lives in Vienna. She is a backend engineer for the past 11 years. She is now consulting small companies with 50 or below 50 employees in order to help them with their AI adoption, building AI agents and AI workflows and so on with low code and no code tools. It's interesting. I saw Nadia first on YouTube, then on Relevance AI's page, and then I followed her on LinkedIn, and we did a lot of likes and comments on each other's posts. And then finally, we said, like, let's do a podcast. And because she's in Vienna, I'm in Berlin, it gave birth to a new series of playlists on my YouTube channel, and I hope I'll meet a lot of other cool people. So if you're watching this and you're interested in talking to me, reach out to me on aemalsayer.com. All right, Nadia, please give your introduction. You're a cool person. I think you have a lot more to say than just what I say.
Thank you, Amal. I didn't actually know that you found me through YouTube.
Yes.
Pleasure to know that I met so many cool people through YouTube. And you have covered almost everything. So you're right, I was a backend developer for many years, and it was quite hard to switch from development to entrepreneurship. It took a lot of time. I'm still figuring it out. And now, as you mentioned, I help companies with AI adoption, helping them to build low-code tools. I learn constantly every day about some difficulties and challenges that companies face with AI adoption, with building agents, with finding engineers who can build something useful and not only talk about what is possible to do. I think it's a common problem right now that we see so many opportunities and we cannot actually build something useful, actually useful, and we don't see so many examples at the moment. But there is definitely a potential, and I'm trying to bridge that gap between theory and practical applications.
Exactly. That's very nice. The a lot of people now ask, particularly in the areas of like data science and scientists and building models in that layer, like foundational layer. They ask like, what do you say? Like, what is an AI engineer? And I for the past 7 years or so, I've been building AI related or NLP related apps for a bunch of my clients. Maybe I can share my screen and show some of the examples in just a minute. Um, and I had this very nice conversation the other day with a nice AI engineer who was in, I think, AI Thinkers, this meetup that happened in Berlin, and he was asking me like, what is an AI engineer in your opinion? I said like, well, I call myself an AI engineer, and I don't know anything about cosine similarities. I cannot write anything about any neural network, any model, any no model thing. But what I'm very good at is application layer. I've been building really complex applications for SMEs when it comes to application layer of AI. For example, if I can quickly share my screen and show something, uh, is for Allianz. I work for Allianz as a freelancer, and we build an application like this. This is, I think, 2020. Um, and you write a sentence here, it understands that sentence and it understands what type of data we have, and it produces a drop down. You see these underlines, it basically produces a drop down. And then also these answers come based on the question that you ask. So this is, in my opinion, an application layer. We were using Neo4j um, and as a database, GraphQL, and things like that. And I have been involved with these kind of projects for quite a bit. And now I call myself as an AI engineer because um, I'm building applications that uses AI. Um, Now, what is your take on that, Nadia? Like, how do you define AI engineer?
First of all, I wouldn't call myself an AI engineer. I think that engineer is someone who is proficient in those, like, let's say in Python or in uh, some models, and can, it is someone who can build models from the ground up. Me myself, I don't build models, even though I had that background in engineering. I think that to me the most what I find the most interesting is to apply that knowledge in businesses. And many times businesses don't actually need that deep knowledge, and we now have a lot of models that are easy to use out of the box, right? So it depends on kind of what goal do you want to achieve with that knowledge. Do you want to just have that badge of an AI engineer and put it on your LinkedIn profile, or like, is that how you identify yourself? I'm not sure how to answer that. So it
I am
depends
also
on.
not sure. Let's put it in the test. So let's ask ChatGPT. Let's find out if I'm doing it wrong. Then uh, let's go and ask ChatGPT. We have a quick question about what is an AI engineer, especially in the context of foundational models and AI application layer. I want to understand the nitty gritty details of what could an AI engineer be called. So let's see what AI engineers are, because this is a very common debate. Um, so machine learning engineer, their vision models. So it goes more towards your definition that they can build a model. Yeah, application layer building apps. New fast and growing layer. Okay.
Okay, see, we have prompt engineers there. So if you do prompting, then you can call yourself an AI engineer.
Okay. So generative AI engineer, AI application engineer. I
Exactly.
I just got.
Now I think that,
Go ahead, please.
let's go ahead. I think that there are so many new areas in this field that you definitely have those prompt engineers, you have generative AI, you
Yeah.
have standard machine learning. So, and people who learn standard machine learning probably they are already tired of
So
people who call themselves engineers, even they can only do prompting, right?
yeah, I'm so much capable of doing this. Like all of these. I got a new contract from the UK, and they give me the title AI agent engineer. So
Something new. I
something
haven't
totally
heard
new,
of.
and this totally defines me. I have very good TypeScript, JavaScript background. I have very good Python background. I'm comfortable with LangChain and vector databases and RAG tools and so on. So for me, it's just a title. I don't mind if I'm being called AI engineer. I don't mind if I'm being called um, AI application engineer or AI agent engineer. But at the end of the day, I think over time, there will be a term emerging from these different layers of AI engineers, where the foundational model or data scientists or machine learning engineers will be called uh, precisely that machine learning engineer, and we will know that they're working on um, foundational models. And then engineers like me and like Nadia and others, they will be identified as these who bring the application of that AI to organizations.
I think I want to add that for a companies, it doesn't matter how to call you if you can bring the result, right?
Yes.
So what I learned also is that no one actually cares which tools you use to achieve the result that you promised you would achieve.
Yes, exactly. All right, so let's um let's take it a step further. Like I've been giving these workshops in the past couple of months. Maybe I'll ask you a question about your YouTube journey. You started uh, way more
Earlier,
uh,
or
earlier than me because I started on 19th of January, and I remember exactly the day that I wanted to do something about YouTube. And then it was very funny. Like I want to build something, and I said, let me actually show it. It's very, very interesting. So
I thought that I saw your, like, it's amazing how many videos you have already published since January, because I'm much
yeah,
slower.
we can see
And
that together. Yeah, it's very funny. So this is if you go to my YouTube channel, I you go here on this AI agent dative thingy, and then
you have 74 videos
yeah,
already,
we'll talk
right?
about that in just a minute. I want to first show you this video. This is exactly the first video that happened on 19th of January. You see 19th of January on the tool tab? Here you should,
Only 2 months ago.
yeah. When I move mouse over, there's a tooltip in the middle, and
Okay.
here there's a
Okay, I
tooltip
see. Yeah.
says 19th of January. So I was procrastinating on my look. Even I don't have a shave, and I'm talking. The background is there, and I'm super stressed out. And when you watch it, you see that I'm not prepared for this, and I push myself. It's 4 o'clock. I think it's a Sunday. Oh yeah, indeed, it is a Sunday, and that became a ritual for me to kind of like do one episode per Sunday. And today is Sunday as well. Uh, After our call, I'll do another episode. I think we are at episode number 11. Yeah. So I'm gonna do episode number 11. 10 episodes already done. So I'm in this state of mind that, and I know that I'm procrastinating for 3 years, I would say, before starting my startup called VoiceKit, where we build these voice AI agents. I want to do YouTube. I want to do more content marketing. And then I said, I'm going to do it tomorrow, 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 tomorrow. And when the startup happened, we went through Techstars acceleration program, and we went through a lot of cool things that should have been captured in I should have captured a lot of content and put it on the internet, but unfortunately, my procrastination was always there. And on this 19th of January, something amazing happens. I see, actually, now I know where I know you from, Nadia. I was searching
Really?
for computer use, Anthropic's computer use, and I find this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and now
You're one of only a few who watched that
yes.
video.
So I watch you explaining computer use, and I say that I'm good in Linux. I'm good in full stack web development. I want to find out how do they do it. So I set up my computer use stuff. I do this. A couple of weeks before that, I had a client where I worked a little bit with them with robot.js. It's a kind of like operating system level clicks and typing and so on, an automation to the operating system, not to the DOM of a browser. And then I say like I can build this. I can actually work on this kind of a technology. I can build a computer use, a clone of computer use for myself. And then I go and hack things around, and I end up building a framework like computer use or operator by OpenAI that will enable you to eventually build something like Manus AI. And since then, I've been like trying out to keep building this framework in public every Sunday. I record no edits. I just record myself, and I keep building it, building it, building it. Now we are at the stage that we are like literally a couple of weeks away from bringing this so-called vision fallback. I'm happy to kind of like share my screen and go in more details about the framework, but just to stay focused on the content topic, I I broke my my fear of being judged. I broke the dogma I had in my mind that I have to be perfect in order to go out. And then I say like, should I go shave? And I say like, no, if you do that, then you're going to feed that monster of perfectionism, and that will always hold you back. Now I produce content like on the go. And you said how many? I even didn't count my count numbers. How many did I have? Like right now I have 324 subscribers within 2 months, 74 videos. Actually
Yeah.
75, because 75th is in edit mode. The upload is finished, not edit, but basically the banner and the text. And now it's 75. And this video that we are producing right now, this will be number 76, which hopefully will go up today. So,
Oh wow.
so that's
My question to you: how do you manage? So you mentioned that you have clients, right? And so you kind of, I assume you are full time doing engineering,
yeah.
right? How do you find time to record content and to
I
build all software that content?
It's very funny. I just don't do it perfectly. I go with it, and I set up a workflow that is super fast, and I think I can make it even faster. And that makes my life much easier. I fetch this video editing, video content production, and everything in between a lot of steps that I do. Um, and I work a lot. My work ethic is insane. I have been for at least the past 17, 18 years, been working for 70 hours a week, despite the fact that
Wow.
I'm married, I have kids, and it's not that I'm sacrificing my kids' time on this. Like literally after this, we're gonna pack everything up and go to a water park. And my weekends are usually like at least 70% of that time for my kids and my wife. And also every day we watch a Netflix
Do you
series.
sleep?
Yeah, that's the point. Like for the past 17 years, I have been sleeping like 6 hours a night. But very recently,
That's a cheat code.
pardon?
That's a cheat code for achieving more.
Yeah, I
You need to
mean,
sleep
how
less.
much how much is normal for a normal sleep is like 8 hours. So I'm shaving two
Yeah.
hours from that. But that's not a good thing. I'm changing. I'm going through a body transformation right now. I lost 19 kilograms in the past 16, 17 years. Months.
Months.
Sorry, no. In the past 6 or 7 months, I lost 19 kilograms.
Yeah,
Um,
that's impressive.
it, thank you.
I think I saw something, you mentioned it on
Yeah,
one of your LinkedIn posts.
I did. I was obese, like literally, with a short height of 464 centimeters, 90 kilograms. That was at 32.8 uh, BMI, which is really at the red line of obesity. And then I said no, it's enough. My son was 6 months old, and I want to lift him up, and I realized that I can't easily lift him up, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But now, through the body transformation process that I went, now I sleep a little bit more. I sleep 7 hours or 8 hours, just so that the amount of exercise I do, my body gets some rest. But even now, I can work easily 60 hours a week. Um, and if you work 60 hours a week, 40 hours of that goes to one of your clients, because I have multiple clients. And then how much time do you need for content production? Let's say you do 1 hour every day. If your workflow is set up in a way that when you're done with your recording, it takes you 15 minutes to get it to the public. Then you spend 1 hour on your content production, you produce 45 minutes of content. And imagine you come up with a setup, like for example, Sayer's first lift. Literally, I'm gonna show you an actual example that happened before this call. You can see my nature of my raw content generation. I have a lot of things. I make sure that I don't share things that are private, but I'm okay with some private stuff that are shared. Like for example, this one was generated today at 8:19, and right now it's like 9:52. We met, I think, at 8 o'clock. So I literally finished this episode and I started talking to you. And I put this entire thing on my YouTube channel. I can show you that. It's 5 GB file, and I did not touch the editing even one time, like here, this one.
Okay.
And then I have a script. Here I can show you even the script. I don't use VS Code anymore, but for this one, I just had it handy. I picked it. So this script does one thing. It's a very simple JavaScript script that's using this npm package that basically does one. Let me put this on one side. So it uses that npm package. I put this thing here.
You create transcriptions.
And then it basically downloads the entire transcript for me. And it puts it inside this transcript folder. It always gets my name wrong, so I have to just fix my name.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you how accurate.
No, it always fix. Therefore, I say my name on the first, so I fix it, and then I selected all of this transcript. I copy it. I go here. I go to ChatGPT. I prompt it like this. Can you please generate a YouTube title and YouTube description for the following content? This tool is actually using clipboard, so therefore it overwritten that. So here it also picked the thing wrong. Sayer's it takes Cyrus, which is my son's name as well. That's fine. And then I usually, like 90% of the time, it works. So first look at Firebase Studio. That's building a transcription app without writing code. That's fine. And I will put it in Sayer's first look. And YouTube description. Most often it is correct. Most often. And then I go in and quickly check things out. So for example, here, this is not correct. I recommend always putting your playlist like this so that your playlist viewers can easily go back to your playlist. Like this link, particularly this link. I don't know from where can I get it easily, like this. Welcome to Sayer's first look. I'm Aemal Sayer, software engineer, blah, blah, blah. That looks good to me. I don't like these ones.
Okay.
And then
So you have a system, yeah.
exactly. So this system is super autonomous. Like I'm not yet autonomous. It's super fast. What I will do is my next challenge is like do this entirely autonomous, because this is just super simple. APIs even do not exist for this kind of thing. I can do it with this blind clicks project that is using UI for writing things out. So exactly that setup does not take me more than 15 minutes, including generating terminals, which is like literally, again, a very, very simple step for me. I have a Figma file sitting somewhere here that I have all the terminals you can see here. Like I just go there. The step is very simple. I don't overcomplicate it. I don't take extra pictures. I find one pose that looks good. I take this doesn't look good, but you know. But I'm just.
I use a model trained on my images to generate thumbnails.
Oh, that's nice. I need to know that. Maybe you can share your screen and show us how do you do that. But this is what I do. Even like I'm not a very good editor, so I was talking about imperfection, right? I need to fill this background. I do this. Like look at this, okay? Imperfection to the perfect step. So I do this. I put this thing here. And then clone it like this. Like, you see? I filled the background like this. There is a small cut here. Who cares about that? I don't. I just built myself a thumbnail that absolutely can go right now to the thing. I just need to put like the logo of Firebase thing, and then I'm done. Firebase Studio thumbnail is
Yeah,
done.
well, I have one more tip. So if you do it on Canva, they have a brand fetch app,
Oh,
which
nice.
allows you to, if you type a name of the brand, they will show logos, so you don't need to spend your time looking for
Wow.
that
I
logo.
look for my logos as a PNG all the time.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
I will now use Canva. I was always
yeah.
planning to use Canva, but never had it.
And yesterday they had their what was that? So they released some more features, and they are going to add a lot of generative AI features into Canva.
Nice. So that
Even coding. So it's something that you do vibe coding. So they added it also.
nice. That means that now my vibe code, my thumbnail generation game will even be leveled up. So now going back to how do I manage my time? How could I put like 70 videos in 2 months? Simple concept: imperfection. I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Keep going on. Just keep shooting content. The actual content needs to be perfect. That comes from your experience. That comes from your perspective. That comes from your authenticity. And I keep that as authentic as possible. But for that, I don't need to prepare. I have spent like 23 years doing that. So yeah,
Okay,
that's the main secret sauce.
thanks for sharing the tip. I need to do more of that because yeah, if you posted 72, 75 videos in 2 months, I posted 8 videos in almost a year. And one is on the way, and it takes a lot of time also because I build something and then I show the setup. I don't want to build online
Yeah.
because it takes, I don't know, it takes a lot of time, and then I want it to be kind of a little bit better than an average content on YouTube. So I try to make it polished, let's put it that way, and then I record the video. And also I don't do scripted videos, so it also takes quite some time to get into the flow, to start explaining concepts.
So you
And
you
also I prepare,
script your video or you do not
no,
script?
I do
Yeah,
not script, but I want to start scripting, especially hooks at the beginning and CTAs at the end.
I see. Makes sense. Yeah,
And I also prepare some sorts of whiteboards where I use Excalibur.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Me
not sure
too.
if I pronounce it
I'm using it
properly.
all the time. Yeah, Excalibur. It's a Prague-based company. Super nice company. Open
Really,
source.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's.
So many companies come from Prague. So Make.com, they are a Prague
Oh, I
company.
didn't know that.
And
Make.com is a Prague
yeah,
company.
yes,
Nice.
yeah, Czech company. And Nadia is from Germany. I also didn't know that. So looks like
N8N is from
also global.
Berlin. N8N is from
Yeah.
Berlin,
Okay.
and they're really cool. I had a workshop yesterday where I showed a few features of N8N, and I had a very detailed workshop on 15th of March where I showed a lot of things in N8N, a lot of nodes and features, and I know them for 4 years or 3.5 years now. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
How come that? Then comes my next question. How do you find those opportunities for workshops and for speaking
Oh,
engagements?
good question. Like I wanted to do something in the city. I was a part of this community called Factory or Factory Berlin. If you know this co-working space, they have at the peak they had like 5,000 people, and I was managing a circle called Developer Circle. A circle is basically a community that you
Okay.
build inside a community. Inside that 5,000 people community, we built like small communities and we call them circles. And I was the co-captain of the developer circle for 3.5 years, and I used to manage meetups and so on. I'm talking about pre-COVID, and then COVID kind of like literally shrunk this co-working space to a few hundred people. Um, and then I didn't have a lot of things to do. I went through the Techstars, this voice kit startup. During that time, I was super busy. I couldn't do any community related things or volunteer things. And when I started or restarted my career as a consultant, as an Aemal Sayer.com branding, and I always kind of like urge to do something for the community, like give back to the community and do free meetups, free workshops, and so on. I didn't know my connections and everything kind of dried out throughout those years when I was not so much involved. I didn't know a lot of co-working spaces. I didn't know anything. I started from one thing. I said like I'm gonna look out for meetup pages and then find the relevant ones. I found meetups with a lot of uh, people. There was only one connection I had alive, which was First Friday, Alejandro Wagner. Thank you, Alejandro, if you're watching this. You help me always. I'm a member of this startup for since 2017. I went there regularly then when we didn't have kids, but when we had kids and the startup and everything, I didn't go so often. It's happening every month, first Friday of the month. So when I restarted my career, the first thing was like I wrote to Alejandro. He said like, "It's your meetup." I went there and I spent like for 1 month. I spent like the one instance of this meetup. I had only a 10-minute slot, so I took it. I didn't say no. The next month I got like a 90-minute slot, but it turned out to be like a full evening. We started at 7 p.m. and until 12:30 a.m. people were there and they were talking with each other. They were having networking sessions, and I give a very detailed presentation. It happened one more time in the same space as a workshop. It happened one more time in the same space as another workshop, which was like a couple of weeks ago. I taught them vibe coding, and it just kind of like rippled from there. I didn't stop there. I didn't just write Wagner, Mr. Wagner, but also I wrote to a bunch of other meetup managers. On how I did was like I went to meetup.com. I searched the relevant meetups, and then I kept an eye on the number of participants, because if
Do,
it's, pardon,
do you have many meetups in Berlin related to AI and automation?
I don't think we have a lot of them. We have just a handful of them. And then I wrote to their managers. None of them replied. Only one person replied. He said like my meetup is like dead for like 4 years now. It's a good time to restart. And then he ghosted me. Um, and then it was a time when someone reached out to me a couple of months before from AI Builders meetup in Amsterdam. His name is Arthur, and then I said yes to it. Then, but it never happened. And then I saw that the meetup is happening in Berlin, and I applied as a speaker. I got accepted. I went there again. My slot was like only 10 minutes, and I was like just Mr. Nobody, and I took it. I'm an opportunist. I go in if there's like slightest chance of something happening, I go in with all my power in. If I have to host the meetup, or I have to go in and speak for 2 minutes, I'll go with the same amount of energy. I mean, with the same amount of energy if I'm hosting it, but for a 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's inspiring.
So, so I went there, and then it happened. And then next time I went there, I got a 45-minute slot. I live coded this blind clicks, this computer use platform that I'm using, or I'm building in public. I took a 45-minute slot. I shared my screen. We did some live vibe coding, and also shared all the nitty gritty details of this thing in this meetup. Everything is recorded on my YouTube channel. And then something crazy happened 3 days ago, or 4 days ago. I became the co-host of this meetup. I'm now the co-host of AI Builders.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm now the co-host of AI Builders, and I was the host for the first time. Uh, I was the moderator. I moderated this event. It happened 4 days ago, so I don't have the videos yet on my YouTube channel. All the raw material is on my computer. I will edit them and put them out. So I have got actually three events in a row, like one after another after another. So AI Builders is coming out on my YouTube channel. I spoke at AI Global Bootcamp and Code University that's coming out. And then I had yesterday an amazing presentation for 32 students coming from Belgium. I showed them the AI agent perspective. That video is coming out. So three more videos to add on the top of 75. So if I had today time, I edited. I'll have like almost 80, 80 videos by the end of the week.
Wow.
Eh,
But it means that you are proactive, so you apply to those opportunities
yes,
once you see them.
yes, uh,
And you are actively looking for
absolutely.
those
It's
opportunities.
important that you keep looking for those ones. Just a small detour before we come back to the events or how I find them. The reason that I have 75 is because there's like a 10 series or 11 series coming from one series. And then I have this, I had a workshop. I said, maybe I can share my screen. That way it's easier to explain. Um, so I built a series. Well, it was a part of a workshop I give. The workshop I give is this one. You can see it as 4 hour long workshop. 75 people came and we showed them how to, I showed them how to build a voice AI agent. But as a part of that, I created, one day before that, I created a series. You can see that there are like 10 of these as a series that also bumped the number of videos, but it is very interesting. Like I lock myself in the co-working space where I'm working, and I recorded step by step, very small short videos. You can see 6 minute, 4 minute, 4 minute, and so on. And this was a study material for the workshop, and we built this voice AI agent in the workshop, and also I supplied this video to them. And this goes as a part of the series of workshops now I do. During that workshop, because 75 people joined, I had a chance to promote my next workshop. The idea came to me like literally in between the workshop. I said I'm going to do episode number 2 of this workshop. Now I do one workshop per month. That's my intention. And what we are building is something similar to Samantha. We call it Samantha. And Samantha comes from the movie called Her. If you watch this movie, some
I did not, but I have already seen so many people talking about it when they talk about AI agents and especially voice agents.
yes. So this is what we were doing in 2023, early 2023. And I come from that background. I built that thing as a business, and that failed. And now emotionally, I'm so much attached to this. And now I'm doing workshops for this.
Okay, makes sense. And you build with VAPI and Nadia.
Exactly. So
Did I get it right?
so
Okay.
it's super simple. It's the workshops are absolutely with no code, low code solutions. And now we call it Samantha. The AI agent is called Samantha. And every month we do one new skill to Samantha. In this month, and this was in March, we didn't do it in April, but on 3rd of May we'll do one. On April, we added Samantha. We give Samantha a skill that can talk to you and can save that conversation in a Google document. And on 3rd of
So I
May,
mean memory, kind of a memory
yeah,
for
it
your
has
okay.
memory and stuff. I will explain that in just a second. And the next one that I have is on 3rd of May. If you are watching this and you want to join, 72 people already joined, and I am expecting a great crowd out there. So please go ahead and scan this QR code and join us. We will build another skill to Samantha. It will be your inbox. So we can now, Samantha can now read your emails. You can call Samantha and say that, hey, I, let's say on the go, you can read your emails, and if there's an important email, Samantha can give you a phone call and say that, hey, there is an important email coming from your lawyer and saying something. And it is 100% hands-free. The UX that we are building is 100% hands-free. Now I have my phone with me. Imagine if I have it when I'm cycling or I'm driving. You can do this. Hey Siri, call Samantha. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. I'm just a program, but I'm here and ready to help you with anything
Okay.
you need. What can I
So
assist?
I have an idea. I have an idea about a
Great.
workshop.
What's your
It's about a voice AI.
That sounds exciting.
Can you please let me finish? Don't disturb me.
I apologize for interrupting you. Please go ahead and share
So
your idea. I'm here to listen.
So yeah, the idea is about building a voice AI agent. Initially, in the first workshop, we give it skills to basically uh, able to save things in Google Document. And now the next workshop happening in about 20 days is going to be something that we give it inbox access so that Gmail can be managed by this AI agent. What do you think about this workshop?
That sounds like a fantastic idea. Creating a voice AI agent that can save documents and eventually manage Gmail would be
Yeah.
incredibly useful.
Can you tell me
It
a
could
factual thing?
streamline.
How many meetup groups are there in Berlin City? Whatever
Berlin
information
has
you
a
have.
vibrant Berlin has a vibrant community with numerous meetup groups covering a wide range of interests, including technology, arts,
But
culture,
just tell
and
me the
more.
number of
While I
meetup
can't,
groups. Please don't list down anything. Just tell me how many meetup groups are there, especially in the technology sector.
as of my last knowledge update, there are hundreds of meetup groups in Berlin, especially in the technology sector. The exact number can vary, but there are typically over 200 tech-related meetup groups in the city.
Okay. So it is ChatGPT sitting behind a
Mhm.
phone number.
Okay.
It has like everything is on that workshop video series, but what I wanted to show with this is that i I want to come back to community and deliver value. So I don't do workshops to kind of like show, click here, this happens, you build this to-do list, but I come up with ideas of actual applications that I bring it from my experience from the industry, so that when you walk out of these workshops, you basically take something back home with you, which is the Samantha. A lot of people from that 75 people join the workshop went back home with a Samantha, literally using their phone.
My question here, do you find that same people come to next workshops
Yes,
to build a more vast position?
yes,
Okay,
very much.
that's good.
Between the workshop on 15th of March, I had a couple of other meetups in a couple of one small tiny workshop, which was, let me quickly show you that one, which was which is a very interesting workshop, and I want to do this on a continuous basis. This one happened 7 days ago, vibe coding. So we basically built this voice assistant or transcription service. This is Alejandro, the first Friday meetup manager. Beautiful ambience, and it's in a
Do you
bank.
have girls coming there, or I see only men there?
Pardon?
I see only men who come to the workshops. Do you have any women coming?
Yes, a lot of them. On the other side, um, the there might be some footage on this side. They're setting, yeah, yeah. In this one, there were a few female members, but what we built here, for example, in this particular workshop, at least 5 people came from the other workshop, and in the registration happened 40 or something on the spot. So when I shared my screen, my QR code, I said, I'm going to do the next event. We had 75 people, 40 people immediately register. So from the 72 that you see now, 40 of them were from that workshop. So I believe they saw some value. They're coming back.
Yeah, I mean, they can register, but then from what I know, kind of 30% to 50% don't come to
More,
the
I
workshop
would say
because
more.
plans
The
change.
show up rate is usually 30%, so 70% will not
Okay.
come. So
Yeah.
I may hit this number to 120 or something, and I'm expecting something like 50 people to show up in the next
Okay.
workshop.
Makes sense. Interesting. Do you find that those people who come, they want to build it for their company or they want to just gain the skill to build it for someone else?
Most of these people who participate in my workshops, they are looking for a job. They want to skill up uh, their game of knowing things about AI. So it's a diverse set of people. Probably they will use it somewhere in a job where they get a job.
Okay, so they are developers basically looking how
Not
to
really, like
build those
from the
apps.
75 people, only 7 of them were developers, or 6 of them were developers.
Or they were aspiring developers, so they wanted to move into building applications.
Good question. Aspiring developers. I met this guy whom I invited in AI developers uh, meetup a couple of days ago. He gave a talk. His name is Roland, and he calls himself AI native developer. The developers who are gonna become developers from now onwards, I think they will be a different type of developers. Why? Because of these AI agent frameworks or agentic frameworks of writing code.
We were laughing just yesterday. I was on a meetup. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I was on a meetup and it was about AI. Well, it was around ethics and AI. But we discussed with some other participants that our generation will be proud that we that we studied without and learned how to. Not everyone there were coding, but at least we finished our master's degree and wrote our not dissertation, how do you call it? So dissertation without using ChatGPT, right? So
Uh,
it will be a huge achievement for us.
and another thing is like they would not know what is the pain of a semicolon.
That's yeah.
Like I remember times when I used to write code and then forget a semicolon to put at the end of a sentence, and the debugger was not helpful enough, and then I
In
had to like
Python.
literally skim through it all the way to find out, oh, there's a semicolon missing. Yeah.
Yes, that happens with HTML too
Or
when you
HTML
forget
or
to close.
CSS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that time when like we had the best thing we had was Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow even came later. Um, Before Stack Overflow, I don't remember what was the solution. Googling like blog posts,
Googling, yeah.
just blog posts.
Or asking your colleagues, but still I see a
Yeah,
lot of people just ask around, and
yeah,
it wonders me why they do that if they have so many
options.
generative
Yeah,
AI tools.
true. Yeah, wonderful. We had 48 minutes of a conversation. This was interesting. Do you want to share anything more, Nadia, from your side? What do you do? Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Promote your YouTube channel, promote your website, your brand, so that if somebody is watching this video, they want to hire you, how they can find you.
So now I'm trying to focus more on content. Actually, I'm not so, I mean, I want to focus on automating content production. And I spoke with a couple of companies in marketing and content production space. It is a very interesting space to be in. And I think that those companies exactly need to automate. They not only want to automate, they need to automate their workflows, because if they don't do it right now, then they are falling behind. As much as I don't like telling people that they are falling behind, and I don't like to push on that pain, but it is what is happening right now. So I now work with that type of companies, and my recent videos are about content production, content automation, where I recreated an avatar of myself, for example, and it is kind of similar to, not similar, but same concept as you do, that you call someone or you say what you want and then you get the output. So I just talk to my Telegram, I can do a voice note or a text note, and as a result, it produces a full transcript, a full script, and my avatar speaking with some images in the background. It was super interesting to see how much possibilities we have right now. And another tool which I'm still recording a video about that. I recorded a video and I'm editing it because I'm not. I need to add some footage on top to showcase what it can do, but it produces full short videos for TikTok based on an idea in the same consistent style.
Nice. And
That is
what is the API provider that you're using for your video avatar generator? Is it Agent
for
or
video. It is HeyGen.
Agent?
Yeah,
Okay,
I tested a lot of other tools, but HeyGen seems to be the most reliable one.
nice. And what is the latency of Agent? Does it have any real-time feature that I can hook an API to it?
It's not real time. For HeyGen, and there are some other tools that allow you to create an avatar, an instant avatar, so you can talk to it in real time. But honestly, I don't see so much. I don't see value in that. But it's a little bit creepy to talk to an AI avatar
How
in
was
real
the
time.
quality of that? Like the lip sync, for example. I tried a.
It is quite good. You can go to Tavos AI. I believe it is Tavos. Tavos IO. It's Tavos IO, and they released a new feature for human AI interaction. You can
How is
watch
the
it
spelling
on
of
even
Tavos?
TAVUS IO. I'm not prepared to share my screen.
No, that's
You can
fine.
find.
I can share my screen and we can go through it. So this particular company has um, an avatar generator in real time feature, right?
Yeah, HeyGen has it too, but I tried to
This one
use this one,
you
and you can do it without an account even. You can start a video chat, I think.
so this is literally one API away from generating your avatar.
I'm not sure if you can generate your own. Yes, you can. You can generate your own and talk to it.
Oh, nice. That is wonderful. I'll keep an eye on this one because I was looking forward to see something like this. Why? Because I have this one. I'm not sure if you can hear this, but
Oh, you can talk to this.
yeah, also my loudspeakers are on the headphones, so my microphone will not record
Okay.
it. But I
I
have
didn't
this
hear
as a
it.
voice agent. I want to see if I can find some reliable things so that I can move this to this guy talking. This would be
Well,
pretty.
you can do lip sync. You can even still have your own
Yes,
voice, and at the same time you can do lip sync. But real time lip sync is maybe not as straightforward.
exactly. It is very hard. And you produce like it's a post production, so therefore the lip sync. I saw your videos that you produced. Especially the hand movement is making it a little bit unnatural. It moves the hand in a time when it is not really the time to move the hand.
Maybe there are some solutions that allow you to control your body
Oh,
language.
nice. So,
So you record those videos, and then I'm yet to try it and put more work into discovering
there,
what are the
I think there
capabilities
might be
out there.
some XML looking like syntax that you could use in your
But you can do it.
transcript, in your basically the TTS
Yeah.
transcript, and then between that you kind of put curly brackets, move the hand, and then it moves the hand. That could happen because in a lot of CSAM is from, I think that's CSAM. Let me see. Where did I see it? I think in CSAM. CSAM is a TTS company.
With real human-like
Exactly, it's so human-like.
expressions.
It still has a lot of issues with it, but what I'm trying to see if I can find is there must be a standard for that. I don't know that exact standard, but in between English language, you write some tags like HTML tags, and then it basically produces for you
I see what you mean. Yeah, you
like
kind of you need an additional layer of
laughing or
control.
something. Yeah. So in CSAM, like you can produce laughing by writing like a tag in between a text. So I'm imagining for agent and co, there might be like a tag that you can use in order to kind of like produce a body language. Like there might be
Yeah.
like even if it doesn't exist as a feature, this might be a very nice feature for agent to do. Like I usually do certain hand gestures, and this is
Movements.
not so much. Everybody has like a specific body language. If I put a camera and I give a presentation for 1 hour and then agent captures all my body language and produces all of them in a library somewhere, or maybe even not library, but take the transcript, take the body language, and then find where it makes sense that Aemal talks about two things, and then he does this body language, and when he says like step, like I don't know how do I do that, step by step. No, I don't do any. It's very hard to kind of like translate your body language right now. That was very natural. Translate your body language. So now this body language is something that AI can capture. Like if it captures 1 hour of my talk, agent can produce a lot of correlations between the transcript that I'm feeding it from text, and then it finds those words which I used in my original talk, and then reproduces that body language, and then puts that body language in that second. It would be
I
an
want to say
awesome.
that it's just a second problem before the problem that companies are still trying to figure out right now is how to solve lip movements and realistic mimic,
Exactly. Yeah,
right? Because
yeah. I think
and after they solve it, then
lip sync is already in a very good going in a very good direction. But companies
yeah,
have
if you speak like in that way in front of the camera, but if you move your
exactly on an
face
angle,
to
yeah,
sides,
yeah.
then yeah,
And
it's not so.
and also therefore like a lot of companies like when they do like these fake interviews, they tell you to do this
Yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah. I
to
saw it.
no, but just to finish my thought, um, this body language, though it might be a second problem to solve for companies, still I would say companies have a lot of money. They put money in research. So this particular thought process that came to me is super easy. I mean, I'm not an AI engineer in that definition that we started the whole meeting with, like data scientist or machine learning engineer, but I could do it. And leave alone those
And
vision
it's solvable,
experts,
right?
it's solvable. I think it's just a matter of time when this kind of a feature will be in agent and we will
Yeah, there
produce.
are some companies. There is one startup from France, and they are doing similar
How's
stuff.
that called?
They are trying to. What was it? I met them. I saw them on LinkedIn. What is their name? I don't even
There's
remember.
another
So it's
one,
not really.
a YC batch. I can find that in just a minute. Um, they are reproducing your video. Um, debrief, I think. No, they are reproducing your video, and on the back of it, it's you that talks, uh, but the video is regenerated. So, for example, I'm driving and I'm talking, but this video that you see here with this good lighting and everything
Yeah,
is,
I think I saw them as well.
yeah.
At least a demo, but you then never know how good the demo from the real product actually.
I think they are open. Yeah, true. At least the concept is interesting. But if they're not the best in the industry yet, they will become the best. I think it's amazing how fast this is moving. Wonderful. We are hitting 1 hour long talk.
Okay,
Thank you so
we
much,
probably need to wrap
Nadia.
up. Yeah,
Um,
thank you, Emil.
do you have any closing words?
I'm not sure who are watching us, so This time probably not.
Okay,
Just if people want, then I'm open to conversations, and I have my YouTube channel and LinkedIn.
and you can find
Always happy to talk. Yeah.
and then you can find Nadia's LinkedIn and Nadia's YouTube from the description of this video. I would like to leave you guys with one message, especially for those who are living in Europe. We have talents, we have money, we have everything. Why are we left behind in this AI race? It's just a mentality. It's just about not taking risks. Please, let's take bold risks. And let's make Europe great again. Not MAGA, but mega. I thank you so much for watching this. See you next time. Bye.